Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into another video today where we're going to be reacting to one of the craziest world record holders in all of Call of Duty Zombies, man. I do not know how these boys do it, but they go crazy when they do. So you know what? Shout out to the homie CRUPPZ. Go make sure to check out his channel, dude. I've been reacting to so many of this dude's videos, but he's got excellent videos, dude. The videos speak for themselves. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it, dude.
God in any video game.
He's saying there's no God in any video game as he's on round 5,000.
What's the biggest mistake you've made in a video game?
Oh,
for some, it might be an accidental deletion of a world you spent thousands of hours in. Or, if you play games which involve trading, you might have experienced getting scammed out of an item you spent hundreds of hours.
I've even been scammed on Fortnite Save the World.
Only to have it slip out of your hands by another person.
Dude. It's just
no, they want me to trade them. They just took all my items, dude.
No, dude.
What the fuck?
CS:GO.
Oh my god, dude. I just got scammed. I just got fucking scammed, dude.
No.
If you are a speedrunner, you might have experienced an incorrect input that cost you a world record.
Oh god. Dude, with Mario, it's like frame perfect that you'd have to get it.
I'm so dumb.
No.
Oh man, I'm so dumb.
Dude,
most of us who've made mistakes like those could cause us to give up or take a really long break from a video game we love.
Not the Shino
Although,
Numa.
for some, big mistakes like these are just a daily occurrence.
Dude, heck yeah,
so
when you look as raggedy
crazy
as
enough
me?
to dedicate hundreds of hours in a session just to die or quit out of their game and start over? First, before I discuss the world record history, let's talk about the basics of Call of Duty Zombies. Every Call of Duty Zombies game has a round counter. When you beat a round,
of course,
the zombies will get stronger and increase in volume as well as spawn rate. Because of this, it forces players to use weapons which deal infinite damage, or traps which kill zombies on any round. Which is really nice if you want to get a high round.
Some maps don't have traps, some maps don't have infinite damage wonder weapons. If you don't have both, your map
insta-kill rounds.
Or insta-kill rounds.
Starting from round 1 all the way up to round 162, the zombies' health increases. However, on round 163, the zombies have round 1 health. The reason this happens is because the game is coded in 32-bit, which has a maximum signed integer of 2,147,483,647. Once you achieve round 162, the zombies' health hits its limit. However, on round 163, the game tries to go over this limit, but it can't, which causes the zombies to die almost instantly with any weapon. Anyways,
well, it just
back when
resets
World
them to
at War was
round
released in 2008, it had one map, Nocturne Totem. This was the first map in Zombies.
I never actually played it on release. I was a Kino homeboy.
The reason the map only had 24 zombies around was because the developers thought having a bunch of zombies spawning the higher the round you go would be too hard. And they believe people wouldn't get past round 30. And they were right. People did not achieve round 30 for a couple of months.
Dude, yeah,
because of this, 2 more maps were added later on that also had 24 zombies around. These maps were Verrucht and Shino Numa. However, on the map Shino Numa, some high rounders were able to achieve round 2000 within a month of the map's release. Although, this would prove a problem to the developers.
Yeah,
on the next and final map, Derice, they changed the 24 zombies around to the modern day zombie system, which has more zombies per round the higher you go up.
Yep, that's why every
Another
other
difference
zombie
between the two
after
is World at
so
War
hard
has
to get
infinite
high
damaging
rounds.
wonder weapons,
Yep.
but one of them is a flamethrower. Counting both of the games, this is the only infinite damaging wonder weapon that does not kill instantly.
Which is sad.
Because of this, it can be really useful when you want to slow down the zombies when hoarding up. And it can give you drops. On Nocturne Totem, there are 4 drops. A max ammo,
only
double
4
points,
drops.
And
How have we gone
max ammo
so
and double
far
points
back,
are pretty
dude?
obvious.
Max ammo, double
refills
points,
your ammo,
and
double
nuke.
points,
No carpenter,
doubles your points.
No fire sale,
An insta-kill
no
makes the zombies
blood.
die in one hit with any weapon,
Dude,
and the nuke kills
like,
all the remaining
what's even the
zombies
point? What's even the point of playing?
I'm going to stop with the information as I wanted to explain the basics of the game to you, And if I continued on and on, this video would get super boring. So,
This is
from
the
now
truth.
on, I'll explain additional information as we go through the records.
Okay, let's see. The first record! Dun, dun, dun,
On March 7th,
Dude,
2009,
wow.
the first documented record was posted.
Solo level 36!
A player named MORE 4 achieved round 36, which was pretty impressive at the time.
1.7
The reason this record was
million
impressive is due to
views.
the game being released 5 months prior.
Wow.
Also, it was
Dude,
the
when
only Zombies
round
map until
35
March 19th
was
with the
impressive.
release of
Oh,
Verrucht. And no one had come up with an efficient strategy.
no.
Because of this, the only strategy used
Dude,
was
this
running
man
around in
was just
circles in the
running with
mystery
the
box
Thompson.
room,
Holy,
with the door
dude.
leading to the starting
This guy,
room
see,
closed.
hoarding was around
Despite
even
the major
before
flaws
Tom
with the
popularized
strategy,
it in BO1.
it would be used
That's
for an additional 2
crazy.
years.
2 years. Dude, and that's the thing, back in 09, the evolution of development for all of these video game tactics was at an all-time low. That's why YouTube was around to popularize it as well, which is crazy. That's the very first record
3
for
months
Nog.
later, a new world record was documented.
By
Achieved by
Brown's own-
CGF, they would achieve round
43.
43 using the same strategy Raputia made.
No!
Sadly, this would be CGF's only record.
Damn,
And he would
didn't come
eventually
back.
upload his last video over 10 years ago on January 30th, 2011.
Wow.
However,
Wonder where
that
that
didn't
man's
stop
gone.
CGF from making a small legacy for himself.
Genuinely
Unlike
wonder where that
Raputia's
man's
record,
gone.
which stood for only 4 months, CGF's record would stand for over a year and 2 months.
Wow. Dude, and that's the thing. These records were beaten probably just because nobody even knew about them, dude. That's the craziest part, dude. August 2010. Okay, come on. Let's see around 50 here, dude.
Until summer of 2010, the round 43 record seemed impossible to beat.
Really?
But then, on August 14th of 2010, a player named Marion
Damn!
would blow the previous world record out of the water.
Woo!
The
Dude,
round
the
Marion
dislikes.
achieved
People
round
thought it was fake.
151, tripling the previous world record.
Wow.
Despite using the same strategy as the previous world record
Dude,
holders
that
did,
quality, though.
Marioness changed the way the strategy was used. Unlike using a Thompson to kill the zombies, he used a flamethrower. If you remember
That's
earlier,
actually
the
insane.
flamethrower can kill on any round, which explains why he was able to achieve round 151.
Dude.
Because Marioness achieved such
So I
a high
wonder,
round,
wow, it took like
this record
2
would not
years
be
just to
broken
figure out the
until 2 years
flamethrower
later.
unlocked. That's crazy. 2 whole years just for the flamethrower to be solved that it's the best weapon unlocked. Because everyone initially thought it was the ray gun, but nah, boy. It ain't the ray gun.
On November
Wow.
7th, 2012,
Hey!
a new world record would make it into
There
the
he
record books.
is!
Achieved by the relaxing end,
Dude,
he
we
made it
all know
all the
this
way
guy.
up to round 311,
Damn.
doubling the previous world record.
Yeah, because once
Unlike
you
the
know,
previous
once
world
you know the
records,
fire strat,
relaxing used a different strategy.
he popularized
Instead of
this
training in
strat
the
on
mystery
Noct.
box
It was the
room,
relaxing
he
end.
trained it in the starting room.
Wow.
This allowed for more consistent board ups, and it made the rounds faster.
Dude, I had
Because
no
the strategy
clue.
was so consistent,
I had
and
no
relaxing
clue.
record became famous within the zombies community.
It did, yes.
Would remain as the main strategy for the next 7.5 years.
Woo! Wow! I can't believe that it was relaxing and that was the one that cultivated that, dude. I thought it was just some random, but no, dude, it's a big name.
Despite relaxing's insane world record,
That's
it would
actually
only
so
take
crazy.
4 months for it to be broken.
Of course, yeah, because now,
On February
now we know the
15th,
strats.
2013, a player named Awkwardly Sneaky would achieve round 505,
Sheesh!
making
Round
him the first person to make it halfway
505.
to round 1000.
Bro, this must have taken like
and
24
being
hours.
the first record to start a line of multiple new world records
Wow.
within the span of just 2
Yeah,
years.
this definitely did not
Just like
last.
relaxing's previous world record, Sneaky would use the same strategy.
Same strat, dude.
He also
It's
used the
fastest
same
spawns.
weapons: the starting pistol, aka the Colt, and
And
of
the
course the
flamethrower,
flamethrower,
yeah.
which is a good weapon
It's so
combo.
funny how the
However,
spawn room is a
modern-day
slow
standards,
spot
this
for
isn't a good
spawns
weapon
initially,
setup because
and
of
then
how much
becomes the
slower
best.
You'll play. But
Very
back in the
interesting.
day, people used a Colt as it was the fastest weapon to run around with.
Yeah.
Because of this, it
MP5
allowed players
now
to
is the
escape
fastest
situations
weapon,
a
I
little bit
believe.
easier.
In some games, it really
Anyways,
depends.
let's get back on track.
I know in Black
As
Ops 1 for
impressive
sure
as
it's
Sneaky's
MP5.
record was, it wouldn't take long until it was broken again.
Yes, dude. That's what I'm saying, bro. That's crazy to think that we go from round 35 to round 500 in only a span of like 2 years.
On November 27th, 2013,
and then now we're going up incrementally.
Yeah,
505,
the previous world
575.
record by 70 rounds.
Dang.
Just like the previous 2 world records, he ran the same strategy
the
and
quality,
weapon setup.
these boys whipping out the phone cameras.
For Gurkrafu,
Rip
this record
Elgato.
didn't stand for very long.
Yeah.
In fact, this would remain as the second shortest record held on this map.
Really? Oh, bruh. See, that's the thing. It's like once the modern day people get it, it's just a gold rush. It's literally a gold rush notched there until...
2 months later, Kyrie78 would upload his record of round 632.
Man can get to round
beating the
600 but
previous record by
can't
57
spell the
rounds.
map?
Just like the 3
Oh,
previous
no.
world records, he ran the same strategy.
Oh no, dude, I don't know what to tell
However,
you.
there's
I don't
one
know
change
what
he
to tell
made.
you.
Instead of using the Colt as the weapon to run around with, he used the Thompson.
Oh,
Despite being
interesting.
slower than the Colt, the change in movement was almost undetectable.
Interesting.
Also, the Thompson allowed for faster and safer insta-kill
and
rounds.
more, yeah.
On top
just,
of the change in weapons, there's
yeah,
another
for the
thing
insta-kill
Kyrie
rounds,
proved.
it would be better.
Round 1000 was possible.
Wow.
Unlike the previous records, which
That
did
must
make
have been
it
so
more
exciting.
than halfway to 1000, Kyrie proved this by going more than 60% of the way.
That's true.
However, unlike what most people would expect, it wouldn't take long before round 1000 was reached.
Dang, dude. Yeah, that's crazy to think about. I wish high rounds were still like this. I wish. I don't know why this game keeps on giving with its high rounds. And I don't understand why we still don't see that in today's day and age. It really doesn't even make that much sense, in my opinion. We've seen Nocturne and Toten so many
On
times.
October 27th, 2014,
just still
nearly
not the world
5
record.
years since World at War's release, Booth would achieve round
That we want, at least.
1016, making him the first person to achieve round 1000 on Nocturne Toten.
And round 1000
as well as the
ever!
first person to nearly break the record by over 400 rounds. Just like Kyrie, Booth used the same weapon setup, which remains as the main weapon setup people use to this day.
Oh,
Surprisingly,
yeah, it's a Thompson,
this record wouldn't
Thompson
stand for
flamethrower.
long.
Really? Dude, wow. To think that the first
In
round
February
1000 just gets
2015,
overshadowed.
A unknown, yet unique and extremely talented World at War player would take this record. Who is that person, you ask? Dupree.
Damn. Okay, so context, Dupree has been one of the greatest Zombies players, I think, ever. He has so many records under his belt. Oh my gosh, look at the timestamps, bruh. This is what I'm saying, dude. It's like these guys go crazy. Oh, he had the clip with the jug and Faruk. Look at this, dude. Look at this. What even is happening here? Oh,
Unlike most zombie
no.
players, Dupree was one of the first players to say playing fast matters.
Yeah, that's
I know
actually
some
very
of you are
interesting.
surprised by this because
No,
I made
but
a
it's the
video a
truth.
few weeks
It is
ago
the
explaining
truth.
how zombies
And
is
we
one of
did
the
watch
greatest
that
speedruns.
great video.
So
great
why did
video
it
by
take someone
Cruppz again.
7 years to say speedrunning mattered?
I don't know.
Well, at the time, players did not know what caused a reset.
Well, other
If
than
you don't know,
the
game
amount
resets all the
of
way back to
objects
round
in the
1
game.
after a specific
Yep.
amount of game time.
Yeah, game
As an
time
example,
and game
the map
data,
Nocturne
game
Toten
memory.
has a maximum reset time of around 160 hours on World at War.
Wow.
Essentially meaning after playing 160 in-game hours, your game will reset all the way back to round 1. But because players didn't know what caused the reset, they thought you would reset based on how lucky you got. Surprisingly, resets weren't the reason why Dupree said playing fast mattered. The reason he said playing fast mattered is because you can get to a higher round quicker, and if you do set the world record at a fast pace, a player who is attempting to beat it and plays slower than you actually has a higher
really
chance
wanna
of dying
start
because they stayed in the game
is
longer.
making a group of
Unfortunately,
people that
nobody
will
believed
just
Dupree
play in
during
the
this
same
time, as
game
high rounds
the
were
whole
focused on
time.
getting the highest round possible.
Like, I should
not
fly
trying
over
to
a
play as
bunch of
fast as
high round
possible.
zombie players.
Despite
and bring
players
them in.
not believing him, Dupree would prove otherwise
Dupree?
in early 2015.
The man's
In
killed
February
it.
2015,
Dude,
Dupree would achieve
wow.
the new Nocturne Toten world record of round 1,245,
And on the
making
Xbox
this his first solo high
360,
round
that's
world record
crazy.
and the fastest knocked game for its time, remaining so for the next 5.5 years.
Wow.
On top of that, Dupree would be one of the first players to use a flamethrower during the horde up.
Oh,
this allowed
interesting.
him to stun the zombies
that would go
and
faster.
make the horde up safer.
Yeah,
and it allowed
safer.
his game to be slightly faster because he was damaging the zombies early on. As impressive as this record was, it wouldn't take long until another player beat it.
Wow, dude. Dude, I'm telling you, the only way to beat these records is by getting everyone
If you've been in the
together.
zombies community for a while,
That would be the only
you might have
way.
heard of this name.
And doing one consecutive
However,
game
if you're
altogether.
unfamiliar with this game,
That would
you might be confused as to why this name is such a big deal. Starting around 2014, Jim would slowly get a following from his high rounds on World at War. At the time, people who watched Jim thought he was an ordinary high rounder trying to achieve a world record like the rest of the community. Unknown to them, Jim would become one of the greatest World at War players ever.
Really? Why have I not even heard of this man? Man, the homie Jim, dude, he's coming through. Dang, that down. Oh, bruh. No. No, they got me crying. Oh, God, get it away from me, dude. Looking at that just makes me cry.
Unlike most high rounders, Jim was able to get high round world records relatively fast. Some might argue he was lucky enough to have a series of fortunate events come together. While some of that might be true, I think the sheer knowledge and relentlessness Jim had on this game is what made him such a unique and good player among the rest of the community. Hence, explains why he was able to hold half of the high round world records at one time.
Wow!
In December 2015,
Dang.
Jim would achieve his first high round world record of round 1,276,
Sheesh!
beating the previous world record.
Remember when round 35 was the record?
However, unlike Dupree's world record,
I
Jim's
don't,
world record
dude.
was similar to
Holy
all of the
moly.
previous world records before Dupree, which doesn't sound that impressive. And in some
But
ways, you're
still,
right.
man,
Beating the
anyone
previous world
challenging
record by
these
only
records
31
has my
rounds
respect
and being
in
over
itself.
2
Like, dude,
hours slower
31
isn't
hours.
the most ideal world record.
That's crazy.
Despite this, Jim's record would remain famous within the zombies community. Why, you ask? Well, unlike the previous records, Jim's would stand the longest.
Oh, that one hurt to watch. That one hurt. Dude, you could see that it was all over even before he got to that point. Oh, the long silence, bro. This has got to involve Fortnite here. This has got to involve Minecraft. I got to see what this is.
As
Dude.
surprising as it sounds, Jim's record would stand for not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, but 4 years.
Wow.
Despite the countless of attempts to break it, not a single person could come close to beating it besides one person. Who, you ask?
Who is it?
That's right, it's
The
Dupree.
dude.
Even though his record was broken, that didn't stop him from trying to get it back.
Wow.
In fact, it would encourage him to break it even more. Starting around 2016, Dupree would find a new strategy. Unlike opening the entire map and keeping the help door closed, he kept the rest of the map closed and kept the help door open.
Oh, interesting.
Essentially making the map involve 2 rooms.
Yeah,
The
so
starting
you just
room
open the help
and the
door.
mystery box room.
Very strange.
On paper, the strategy looks hard as hell. And you are right, it definitely can be tricky. Although,
sound like
instead
it's
of
hard.
training in the starting room, the strategy trained in the mystery box room.
Oh,
Despite the
interesting.
room being twice as small as the starting room, it allowed for easier horde ups by abusing the pillars in the room, which allowed zombies to separate a little bit easier. On top of that, the room involved less glitches and bugs than the starting room, which means it was more consistent. And because the strategy abused the pillars, it allowed players to use a flamethrower more to stun the zombies.
Dude,
In the process,
flamethrower, we missed
players
that
will
boy.
unintentionally damage
Where
the
was that boy in
zombies
BO3?
more than the starting
Telling
room
you.
horde up, which allowed the strategy to be faster. However, there is one problem. Back in 2016, Dupree hadn't figured out the best and safest way to horde up in the room. Because of this, he would only achieve round 416.
Oh, wow.
His new personal best in the strategy would remain the highest he'd get until February 2020. Despite the new discovery, nobody would dare to attempt it.
That's
Why?
very interesting.
Well, during this time, relaxing the world record of round 311 made the help door close strategy the main strategy everybody used.
right.
Because of this, people used it as it was the safest strategy at the time, and nobody thought achieving the world record running one door would be possible. Hell, even Dupree wasn't sure if it was possible. Despite the countless efforts from other players attempting it, and having the best player on the map trying out a new strategy, the record would stand for another 3 years.
Wow. Dude, and that's the thing. It's like, until you actually figure out the maximization on Noct, it just won't work. That's all Nocturne Totem is. It's just full-on maximization.
On November 2019, a very unique and unknown player would come out of the blue and shatter Jim's record. Who is the person, you ask? Abu Sharif. If you're familiar with Crash Bandicoot speedruns, this player most likely comes to mind.
Dang,
surprisingly, this wasn't the only game he could demolish.
Sheesh.
World at War was another game he could crush.
Dude, wow, from Crash to World at War Zombies, well, they are from the same IP, I guess. They are from Activision, so I guess it's okay. Damn. Dude, and he had all the doors open to 2019, bro. That's almost the year. That's almost the year we live in. Oh my gosh. Wow. 743.
November 14th, 2019.
Man's not cheating this.
His world record around 2019.
1998? Dang, bro, that's my birth year, bro.
World record by over 500 rounds.
Sheesh.
And making this the first time anyone achieved round 2000 on the map. To put that in perspective, this was the first time in almost 4 years the record was broken.
Wow.
Instead of a record beating the
on
previous
top of
record by
that 4
only a
years
couple hundred
from
rounds,
before.
Abu Sharif nearly doubled it.
Wow.
On top of that, this was the first time since 2009 another map achieved round 2000.
Wow.
Although there was a problem. See, unlike the previous world records which had a majority or full gameplay, Abu did not have that.
Oh
In
no.
fact, he was missing 79% of his gameplay.
Oh no.
Because of this, me and a few other players were skeptical about this record and eventually called out Abu Sharif to see if he did have full gameplay.
Oh no, that's
Sadly,
what I'm saying.
he didn't because his Wi-Fi wasn't good enough to stream. Because of this, he had to record his gameplay. Although, he didn't have enough space on his computer.
No.
Because of this, we were still skeptical. Me and some other players wrote off his record as cheated or due to a lack of gameplay.
No.
So why am I listing this as a world record? Well, in summer of 2020, Abu redeemed himself by achieving the Varrock high round world record.
Okay.
And this time he did have full gameplay.
Okay,
Because of
let's
this,
go.
Me and the other players dropped our claims and eventually came to the conclusion that Abu's 2019 was also the world record.
Dang, wow. So it's just too bad he didn't have most of the footage for it.
Surprisingly, this record wouldn't stand anywhere near as long as Jim's record.
Yeah, this is
On
true.
August 28th, 2020, Chief Legit would achieve his new world record of around 2,511.
Dang.
Just like Abu's world record, he would beat the previous world record by nearly 500
by
rounds.
like literally
However, there was something different about this record the previous ones didn't do.
Interesting.
Remember when I was talking about Dupree's one-door strat? Well, Chief Legit did just that. Hold up. Before I continue, we need to rewind the year before Chief's record. Back in summer of 2019, Dupree would play the first version of Noct, aka pre-patch Noct. Unlike the patch version, the flamethrower dealt a lot more damage, and it killed zombies faster. Because of this, it allowed the game to be a little easier. This was nice for Dupree as he could figure out a way to hoard up better unlike the previous 3 years which he was struggling to do. But then, he found the golden hoard up. The hoard up you're watching on the screen is the same hoard up Dupree would use to beat his patched PB and achieve round 916, eventually beating it a year
it's just
later
in these
and
two columns.
2,871 in February of 2020.
Oh, dude,
this same hoard up would be used
giving
in
him the
Chief's
shoulder
record,
check,
essentially
dude,
proving Noct one door was usable for the world record. Sadly, Chief would die due to not noticing a zombie beside him.
Oh, I thought he died like IRL. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, bro, this man died? The number 2 world record for Noct dead?
Just moments ago, I said Dupree achieved around 2,871, which is above Chief's world record.
That is correct.
But why didn't I say Dupree achieved the world record too?
Ooh.
Well, in October of 2020, another player would take the world record.
Dang, who is it?
On September 30th,
That's the man! The
2020,
CRUPPZ, dude! That's
I would
the
launch up a
man!
mocked game.
Let's
Playing
go!
the race a couple hours earlier,
Dude,
I eventually got bored.
this is the hardest flex I've ever seen ever. This man made 24 minutes of video just to be like, I'm the world record holder. That is
Play
so
Knock just for the
crazy.
enjoyment. When I launched up the map,
Dang.
I ended up getting a setup, which, unknowing to me, would lead to a world record.
Yo, let's
Starting
go,
from day
CRUPPZ.
one,
And we were
I'd played
there
this
to
game over the
see
course
this
of 21
live. I
days,
remember it now.
taking me a total of 95 in-game hours, eventually
Oh,
reaching around 5,262, downing to a bug zombie.
Wow.
Surprisingly, this record is very beatable.
Yes.
Theoretically speaking,
You could
can
still
reach
beat
around
this record.
9,000 before
Could.
you hit the reset.
However,
Although,
like I
you
said,
would need
you-
to play
you
an
would- you
average
should
of
get a
6
bunch of people to
hours
do it.
every day over the course of a 25-day span
6
before you
hours for a
black screen.
month.
But
Wow.
that doesn't mean the record's impossible.
Wow.
Just because one person achieved around 5,000 doesn't mean you should stop. In fact, multiple people have been on pace or close to beating the record. Anyways, thanks for watching, and please check out the players I mentioned in the video.
This was an incredible
Peace,
video.
and take care.
You absolutely killed it, dude. Shout out to the boy CRUPPZ. Honestly, man's insane. Go check out the music and the gamers in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, the CRUPPZ man is insane. Thank you again so much for watching. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you again so much, and I'll see y'all in that next one, baby.